This is what remains of the Weston water treatment plant, now occupied by a gang of super mutants. You can find several unique pieces of super mutant armour here, as well as a picket fence magazine inside. This is part of the quest from Grey Garden that you'll be given by the Minutemen to activate the pump system and get some clean water flowing back to the region. It is located just south of Grey Garden itself and very close to Fiddler's Green Trailer Estates. When you even come close, the super mutants will not be too friendly to your presence, so be careful. As for the bathroom scale that you can find in the trailer here, it activates a makeshift bomb, which can pretty much end most low players right away. Going over here, there's another tripwire, and it is connected to usually a missile launcher. Activating it will at least take out one of the super mutants. If you're lucky, it'll be the Suicider and you won't have to deal with him. Now, let's get the two unique pieces of armour. The first one is a helmet that you can equip to Strong. It's located over here. The bladed helmet, a neat wee piece of equipment. Now that you've grabbed that, there's not too much around the vats, just meat bags and various pieces of loot, so grab what you can before moving over towards the entrance. But before going in, take a right, and in here you'll find some super mutant heavy gauntlets. Again, another thing you can equip, as well as some ammo for your adventure here. Now, let's head straight on inside, where we'll be greeted by the reception area. There's a bit of a story to this place, as we can go through the front office terminal and have a read. This was a memo sent to the Weston Wellness Media event to all employees. As a reminder, members of the local and national media will be touring the facility on Tuesday the 10th of the 26th. As a part of the Weston Wellness Press Initiative, employees are expected to be polite, courteous and discreet at all times. All questions, especially those pertaining to the recent cholera outbreak, are to be directed to the nearest Weston Public Relations Officer. Cartons of Weston water will be distributed. Encourage the press to taste perfection. Trademark. Expect double shifts on Wednesday to make up for lost productivity. Sol. And then there is a supply order for a box of wellness stationery, embossed souvenir pens, business cards, 50 gallons of Nut Island drinking water, and 1 crate of Weston water cartons, empty. Now, as some of you may know, Nut Island treatment is actually what you would call the Warwick Homestead. A little bit of a fun fact there for you. You can even find one of the signs sitting about. Activate the bell, and we'll see that no one is going to come to the front door. Okay, moving into the facility. We've got a little locker room here that normally has quite a lot of outfits. Hard hats, medical equipment. Take all you can before looting the first aid in the bathroom before moving on. Then we have a choice. If we could go up to the roof. There's a little advanced lock door here for a storage room. Unlocking it will give us access to just various amounts of equipment. Wonder glue, a wee toolbox, and an aluminium canister. We will go up to the roof at the end of the episode, so let's take the elevator back on down, where we'll find yet another a desk fan. Not a bad find at all. Security door to the right here will get you the skill book if you're just interested in that. Yes. Allow you to build patio furniture at your settlements. Welcome home. We have a little terminal that we're going to have a read. It's the facilities one. So we read about the media event, and we've got the facilities log. Going into each of them, we can see that he finished waterproofing upgrades to the turret defense system. Initial tests seem promising. The new sensors should shut them down if the place gets flooded again. I'll be grateful if they don't get shored out every other week. Next, well, they work. Amos was cleaning the sedimentation tank and forgot to close the intake valve again. Big gusher, turret force snapped shut before it took any damage, then popped back out as soon as the valve closed. Good as new. Too bad about Amos though. Obviously he didn't make it. Next one, routine maintenance in the flood control pumps. Not that they needed it. Central may have skimped and everything, but those things will last forever. Sol's throwing some kind of press junket on Tuesday. Whole staff will be working overtime Monday to tidy up. Told them I needed the day to reprogram the turret system so it didn't shoot guests. 10 minutes on that and I can spend the rest of the day doing something more productive. Red Menace, obviously a wee game. And from this point you can of course control the turrets if you wish to turn them off. Or turn them onto your side if you have the holotape. An expert lock safe and various other things can be found here. This room is generally just a dead end, as you will exit it later on, once we clear out all the pumps. And despite hearing a fusion core, there is none in here. But the microscope breaks down into some useful equipment. Cement and a few toolboxes means you can pick up more junk if that's what you need. Now this novice door doesn't need to be opened. You can just go in here and a keen eye can just bypass it altogether. Gives you a chemistry station, ammo, and just various other supplies sitting about. From here, we have the manager's terminal. The operating budget. The second quarter saw the record losses in our Massachusetts regional division. High operating costs and a difficult regulatory environment have led to some of the worst business conditions in recent years. Innovative solutions are urgently needed if we're to remain the market leader in civic and municipal utility services. Management would like to commend the work of Mr. Saul Aronson, Weston Operations Manager, for his bold experiments in wastewater recycling. We feel confident about the risks to public health are minimal, and the reduction in treatment costs will have a significant impact on our fiscal outlook. Obviously here, this was Saul's terminal. And you can kind of build a picture as to how this place was falling apart. Now, if you're here for the quest, this is where we get draining. Go over, and the first thing you want to do is switch on the pump control. That'll cause the place and the Mark 6 pumps to kick in. Yeah, they're real good. Now, if we go into the flood control station, you can see that flooding has been detected, obviously. But it's unable to connect, so we're going to have to go manually pull all of the circuit breakers. System diagnostics, as you can see, only pump 1 is active, and we'll have to get the other 3. Operating instructions for the Mark 6 industrial flood control system. The facility is equipped with 4 Mark 6 emergency flood control pumps. This fully automated water removal solution should keep your facility secure and dry for decades to come. In the unlikely event of a major flooding incident, a Mark 6 pump that has been fully submerged in water may stall. To restart it, use the automated software on the terminal, or locate the switch near the pump, flip the breaker, and it will activate the secondary motor, which will clear the jam and allow it to return to normal. Mirelurks are your main focus here, and after every one that we activate, we'll be able to activate the button there. That'll bring us into the next room. As I said, several Mirelurks populate the area, so be careful. Going in here, we can find that obviously some of the staff were trapped when it flooded, using sledgehammers to try and get out, to no avail. There's another advanced lock door, which will bring us into the supply room, which, as the name suggests, just has various bits of equipment for you, and first aid if you're running low. Into the next section, a turret may activate, so be careful of that one, before flipping the next control switch, causing the next drain. And we want to go over to that little point there to activate the next one. How you get over there is up to your choosing, although a decent bit of parkouring could get you round pretty quickly. Flipping the next one, allowing the drains to go down even further will expose more turrets. If you've got them on your side, they'll help you with Mirelurks, although they might just start shooting the Mirelurks anyway, and since they're out of reach, the Mirelurks normally can't do much about them. Aye, as we wander about here, we can go find our next circuit breaker switch by going up the stairs and finding it right here. Oh, keep the lid open, of course. Doing that will essentially complete the mission that you've been sent on. May release a few more Mirelurks, and there's only another storage room. That's the final room. You'll get all the goodies for doing this. We'll show you one last thing before we go out. It's a room round the back here. Again, you can get some supplies, explosives that might be useful to you if you're in the area. You are going to fight about a dozen Mirelurks in order to get through this whole facility, but trust me, it's worth it. Moving on to the end. Pressing a button and boom. Pick yourself up a steamer trunk. And you can see this place is just pretty much ruined because of all the flooding. Taking the elevator will bring us up to a familiar part of the facility. Bringing you right back to where we started. This little concrete structure. I don't think there's anything in the water worth looting, but, you know, I always like to double check. Oh no, there is. There's a chem cooler at the bottom of this. Well, now you know. I did promise we would have a look at the roof. So, what you would want to do is just go straight back into the entrance, and instead of taking the elevator, we just take the roof. And once you're on the roof, it'll give you a bit of a vantage point if you somehow snuck in and didn't alert any of the super mutants. There's a little terminal we can read into called the grounds terminal. And this will just give you safe control, spotlight control, and again, another wee reminder of the media event that was taking place. I'll open the expert lock safe, get you some goodies, and as I said, it just gives you a bit of a vantage point. There's no other things up here, although usually you'd find a skeleton or something, but not in this case. And that concludes the Weston Water Treatment Plant. I'll see you all in the next location guide for the Commonwealth. Thank you for watching.